Watch out now. Welcome to Gluality TV, where your glustamony matters. I don't know who you are or where you are in this thing called life, but I want you to know that right where you are, as you are, God loves unconditionally everyone, and it's our duty, live from Gluality TV, to give love unto everyone, even you, even me. That's Glue and caPri, baby. Oh, welcome here, Glue Land. I don't know who you are or where you are in this thing called life, but I want you to know that on this Winsome Wednesdays, live from the Glue Factory, I don't know if it's Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Jehovah, but whatever is making me over says, let the people know that God loves unconditionally everyone, and it is our duty to give love unto everyone, even you, even me. And today we're going to give love unto one of my favorite people and her daughters, who's I know going to be one of my favorite people once I feel your energy through the phone, Miss Carly. And today we're going to we're going to give love unto Miss Gina and Miss Carly, and I wish I had a sound machine to welcome you all here to Glue Land. So do me a favor and give yourselves rounds of applause. You can do better than that. Y'all done went through a lot. Love on yourself. Yeah. Woo! Well, thank you, ladies, for coming out. Miss Gina, let's start with you. Tell us, well, since you're the mother of the daughter, I'll let you decide which one you would like to tell us about yourselves first.
She's the oldest.
Welcome to the Glue stage, Miss Gina. Tell us a little bit about yourself, love. Where you from and what brought you to VA?
What brought me to what?
Virginia.
Virginia.
What brought me to Virginia was I was having a bad life here in Indiana. Couldn't get my crap together. Was into drugs really bad, and I got offered from a friend to go live in Virginia with her brother that was sober, and it would help me get on my feet. And I've been clean and sober ever since then. Got my own place now. Got a car. Got a job. So it's been a real good experience for me to have left my people, places, and things here in Indiana to make a new life, make a new start.
And we're going to talk about that new life and new start. Tell us about Gina, where you're from, where you grew up at, what you like to do for fun.
I am from Frankfort, Indiana, right here where we're at sitting at. I was born and raised here. My parents ran a campground out at Camp Column, so I was raised in the country. I like to swim, read, work now, and spend time with the family.
And Miss Carly, tell us a little bit about yourself. Are you also from Indiana? You were born there, or you migrated there? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I was born in Frankfort, Indiana, and I actually moved to Logansport when I was a little bit younger. So I grew up in Logansport, Indiana for about 15 years. When I turned 18, I kind of bounced around a little bit and lived in different places, Tennessee, Indiana. And I just ended up migrating back to Frankfort, where my family is, back to my hometown.
And tell us a little bit about this reunion here today, because I've been hearing about it for the last month, and I'm so glad that you got your mom not to drive all that distance by herself. I don't know if she told you on this end. I was working to convince her to a little bit to find another alternative besides driving, and I was like, go fly, but she was like, no. So I'm glad that you convinced her to catch the bus.
The bus, and that ended up being a really bad experience, actually. So we're sitting in the train. She's going to stay a day later because the bus was a bad experience for her. So she's going to bus the first 6 hours, and then she'll be on a train home. But before I seen her, I picked her up Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Before I seen her Saturday morning, it'd been a little over 5 years since we had seen each other. It'd been a long time. We've never been away from each other ever that long. So it was a really good experience to see her. It was like heart-wrenching seeing her get off the bus.
I was feeling it for you. That's why I was checking on you as you was going that way, Miss G, just to make sure, because I know it's emotional in the process period of what you two have been through up to today, and then you're crossing the country by yourself on a bus. So I just met you recently, but I was even fearful for you in that, and happy for you at the same time. So I can only imagine what you two felt like after 5 years of not seeing each other. Now, Miss Carly, your mom gave us a little synopsis of her current days of being at Olive Garden and how it's helping her. Not helping her, but just in the moment of her transition. Tell us about your 5-year recovery. And I think you said you work at Frito Lay, and how is that job helping you in your recovery today?
So I've been 5 years and 1 month sober. I spent 4.5 of that in prison. So I got released in August and came home. I had a transition job. I worked through a contractor at Frito Lay, and it's kind of like a restart. They just help people with backgrounds kind of get their foot in the door, and you're supposed to work for them for a year. And I ended up getting hired on at Frito Lay within 2 months.
Wow.
So I'm a hard worker and I'm dedicated. So obviously that shows, and I got my foot in that door, and it's offered me major financial stability, responsibility, all that things. And I've had 2 promotions, or 2 higher bid positions, I guess I would say, since I've been there.
That sounds a lot. I didn't even know about that in Frito Lay. So I hope that someone else that's working at that company that comes across this video hears that that's an option for them to have if they don't know. And I hope other jobs are listening and offer that same option to their employees that need assistance. We're not going to always say help. You know, help is a word that people don't really like, but assistance to turn their lives around and to start over again. Now, the dynamic of mother and daughter and recovery, how much you want to share, how deep you want to go, as I stated, is between you two, for you to decide. How does mother and daughter get on, I guess you say, the bad side of life, the negative side of life, and then you get to your glued to days? How does that journey go for you individually and together as mother and daughter? Because you're not the only story, unfortunately. You're just the one that gets the spotlight in this moment in time that I feel will bring other mothers and daughters, or fathers and sons, whatever the dynamic is between the parent and child, to the forefront to say, hey, we were like that too, and we did the same thing, and we made it also. If we didn't make it, let's look at these 2 lovely, beautiful souls, and we can make it too.
So growing up, it was just my mother and I for the most part. So generally we only had each other, and we became best friends. So as I got older, I think on my end, I learned how to manipulate that a little bit. And being as close as we were, we just did everything together. And that ended up getting involved into things like drugs and alcohol and addiction. And more or less, we looked at it as we were trying to just go through everything together, but we weren't choosing the right things to go through together.
Okay.
But so we actually got arrested together, and that was the last time we seen each other until last weekend. So the journey has been, I was in prison and obviously was clean, and my mom still struggled a little bit here and there. And then she was able to find her way by getting out of Indiana and going to Virginia and finding her recovery. So we had to go our separate paths to really get our own individual sobriety and recovery under our belts before we can come back together. So I don't know about her, but I was nervous when I picked her up, because we had never been around each other sober since our addiction. And so it was an experience to just see how different we were and how our lives had changed so much.
And how are you all feeling that time now that you would be getting high? Because something about you both, we'll get there. Let's answer that first question before I bring that next part up. How are you all feeling that time right now?
Oh, very positively. We've volunteered at a food bank with other addicts that are now in recovery. We've done that. We've went to meetings. She holds her own NA meeting. She had a fishing event, Catch Your Recovery, that she organized and set up.
Wow.
The day that I got here. And it's just been, we've just filled it with positive things. We spent time with friends and spent time with each other and caught up. And it's been really, really nice to see that how much she has grown in her recovery and how much she does. And it just warms my heart. It really does.
Makes everything.
She's
Go
wearing
ahead.
me out.
I apologize. Say that again.
She's wearing me out though.
I believe that now. Trust and believe. I'll be telling Miss G when she's here. I see she's in my truth. I know addiction from sexual addiction myself. So I had to be celibate for 7 years and single for 8 years. And I lived in a hotel for 9 years. So when I ask the questions, I'm asking from a place of addiction and how do we replace that societal energy with our glunergy. So when I'm with Miss G and I see her getting her fast life on in a positive way, I always let her know that's how you use that negative energy in a positive way. Like we may have used our hustle to get drugs or to get sex, but now you're using your hustle to work and to save yourself. So that's the admiration that I have for both of you in showing how you're using that same mental, you said manipulation. Life is still a manipulation. It's just how you manipulate life to get what you want out of it, if that makes any sense. I know I said a lot, but I just, her pace of life and how fast Miss G is moving, you can see how she's using the past to help her in her future, present in a better way, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. It makes perfect sense.
And tell us about your NA program, because to be so young and so committed to helping others, where does that come from? What is that about?
So the biggest part of my journey through my sobriety is building my relationship with Christ. That's how I work my recovery. I do go to NA and I do lead NA meetings, but my biggest support system is my relationship with Christ. That comes first and foremost, and that's how I've been able to stay clean this long. But most of my outreach that I do is through different volunteer services. I'll volunteer through the YMCA and Healthy Communities. I try to stay active in all the other meetings in town. There's faith-based meetings, there's NA meetings, there's various things. So that, to me, I read a statistic yesterday that said 83% of addicts who are in recovery stay active in volunteer services. And to me, that is because you want to give back to the community that you took back from for so long. And that's what's important to me. And I want to get my face out there and show people, hey, we do recover. We are good people. Like, you can come join us. There's a life out here you can live away from the addiction. And it's just about staying active. When I have that downtime is when I guess I want to go wild. I don't ever do that, but that doesn't mean I won't think about it.
That's, you're human.
Yeah.
You're
Right.
human. That's just the reality of it all. Miss G, tell us what you was thinking about yourself on your bus ride to your daughter when she said that she was being nervous about picking you up and what that would be like. What were your thoughts?
I was a little nervous too, and I was really nervous about, I mean, I was nervous because we hadn't been around each other in so long and we were such different people now. And I was also nervous about putting myself back in the town of all my triggers and my addictions. And it was really, really scary. But I mean, when I came to town, it all just went away. I felt closer to my parents, and I felt close. Of course, I felt closer to my daughter when I seen her. And it just really, the rest of it just made me want to get sick, because it was, you know what I mean? I didn't want to run to those things. I wanted to run from them, really. And I'm
To you.
my addiction to be strong enough not to run there or be around the same people. I've had a friend since kindergarten that she had to get away from me for about the last 4 years because she couldn't control me. She couldn't stop me. And we've mended our relationship. And it's been a great, great visit.
I'm glad to hear that in such a short time, because you only been there, what, 2 days, 3 days?
And I came in Saturday morning.
Oh, well, what's the day?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say that
She's
again.
day.
Winsome Wednesday.
I think maybe we keep having a lapse, and I apologize for that. Time flies when you're having fun, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And the questions that's on my mind are, what would you tell a mother and daughter right now that's in the trenches of addiction and they are together? What advice would you give them?
To not give up. Tough love is important, but through the midst of it all, me and my mom never stopped supporting each other. We did whatever we had to do to pull each other out, really. And it's really hard. I mean, our relationship was really tough for a long, long time, but we worked through each problem together, per se, and we also had to individually focus on our own recovery at the same time. So it's a hard balance to find. You got to focus on yourself and your own recovery, but it's important to keep that relationship strong. the bond between me and my mom's never changed. It's just a lot different now. Our relationship is a lot different than what it used to be. So it is possible. I promise you that. It's just you just gotta love them through it.
You do. You can't just give up on each other. She told me several times in prison, Mom, I don't want to have to love you from a distance, but I will if you don't get it together before I get out. And I understand that, and I did that. And I think that's a lot of the reason that helped me get stronger and get sober quickly, because she's more important to me than any kind of drug in this world. And I don't ever want to lose that with her. But I knew that I would have to lose that rather than put her back in the trenches, or, put her back in where she wanted to go back to the bad life again.
And that says a lot. I apologize. Go ahead, Miss Carly.
I think a lot of it comes from, I have 3 children that I haven't seen in 6 years because of my addiction. And I know from adult perspective, I would never want my children to give up on me because of something that I've done. So a child perspective, I'm never going to give up on my mom because of something that she's done. So I would love her from a distance if I had to, but you don't want to have to do that if you don't have to. So
That's right.
You just got to remember to keep your relationship that matters stronger than what doesn't.
How was that giving tough love from jail, though? You're that person that's in jail, not out in the world, being able to have your freedom, love on your mom, but you got to push her away and say, Mom, you got to get clean. I can only imagine that. I don't know what it feels like, but to have to push away what's supposed to be your most connected to person while you're locked up, that says a lot. But if you wanted to be manipulating, that would have been the time to be negatively manipulative. What made you say the opposite of everything that situation could have done differently?
So majority of the time that I was in prison, I was in an intensive drug rehabilitation program. And throughout that program, I studied and did a lot of classes about safe relationships and independency within my own addiction and codependency. And I learned first and foremost that sometimes it's even our family members that we can't be around that are in active addiction, and you can't save everybody. And that's what I had to learn with my mom. As much as I loved her, if it was going to hurt me in the end, I would still love her and still be there for her and talk to her, but I would not be able to be a close person to her. And it was a really hard thing to deal with. It's not something that you ever want to say or do, but it's just the point blank truth. But thankfully, we didn't have to do that. By the time I came home, she was clean. I tried to come home early a couple times, and she was still struggling with addiction. So I think that was a God thing. I know that was a God thing. If I would have came home early and she wasn't ready, it could have been bad for our relationship.
Do you think you would have backslid, or you were in a stable place to where you just would have had to cut her off so you wouldn't?
I'm not sure how it would have went, to be honest. I think I would have been strong for a long time, but I know if my mom's close to me, I can't stay away from her as bad as I would need to for my sobriety if she hadn't been ready yet. But thankfully, that wasn't how it happened. But I think that I came home exactly when I was supposed to come home. So if I would have been strong then, I'm not sure.
Miss G, have you been able to see your grandkids since you've been back?
No, she doesn't talk to me either. And it's really hurtful because I am the person that she's always wanted me to be now. It's my cousin who has the kids.
Okay.
And then she, like we took a picture last night with I call it my village. It's my friend from kindergarten, her family, her friend Taylor. We had a picture, and that's really my family from here. That's really my village, because my own family has turned me away and won't talk to me, even after I've been sober for all this time. And it's not, I know I hurt them in many ways, but, I try to make excuses. I know I shouldn't do that, but it's not like I beat them or stole for them, or, you know what I mean? It's just,
I think it's just really they're not ready yet. So my opinion on that situation is you can't force people to be in your lives that don't want to be there. You can't force forgiveness on people. We did a lot of dirt for a lot of years, especially together, and people frown on that coming from a mother-daughter relationship than they would if you're just two friends running around. You know what I mean? So
definitely.
our family has really held a lot of grudges to us against that, but I believe in God's timing that relationship will be healed. It's just being patient and waiting for it.
And I concur with you 1000%, Miss Carly. And that leads me to assume that you do not have custody of your kids just yet.
No.
And I pray for both of y'all that that situation all turns around, because I swear in my soul, we could focus on all the dirt you did together and what you went to prison for. To me, none of that at this point matters. What matters is where you are today and how far you've come and where you're willing to go, because it's easy to showcase the negatives that the world likes to harp on. It's my duty to show the love and the glue journeys that we're on. So I'm hoping that somehow this video can help you in your regaining custody of your kids. Miss G, you seeing the kids and your family forgiving you for what you did when you were in a place of not your glue mind and your societal mind, societal energy. You're in a different place now. So I definitely pray that both of you are in a space and place to get back what you need in the world, the universe, the system, whatever it is that's keeping them from you, give them back to you. Because to me, there's no better time than right now. It looks like you all have done your work, you're doing your work, and you seem to have your shovel in the ground and doing more work and wanting to dig for other people to build a foundation with you. So I pray that this video is more than just you all sitting down with me, and it gives you what you need.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
No worries. Now, Miss G, let's talk about Olive Garden for a second. We both talked offline about me getting ready to interview the staff of Olive Garden, the district managers, and any and everybody that works at Olive Garden throughout America and hopefully the country. I'll get ready to interview, and you're one of my first ones on this journey. How is working at Olive Garden been beneficial for you in your recovery?
It's been beneficial because Olive Garden is it's when they say Olive Garden family, they mean it. It's very close knit. Everybody helps each other. It keeps me busy working all the time, and it helps when you're working with people that you like, and the people, you know, like Mr. caPri. I love her to death, and it is people that you're close to, and they really do treat you like family. They give you flexible schedule if you need the day off or something came up, or you know, like now I had to call Miss Katrina today because I'm not going to be back till Saturday or back to work till Sunday. I was supposed to come back to work Saturday. Wasn't a problem. You know, she said, I'd rather you miss a day of work than put yourself in a bad predicament and get on a bus where you had a bad situation. So,
You know, I can't wait to hear what that situation is, because I want to make sure that you're okay. I told you, I'm still from where I'm from now, okay? Don't get fooled by the blazer and glue, okay?
Yeah. Don't ride a Greyhound.
Yeah, don't ride a Greyhound.
I used to.
No, it was bad. It was scary. It was dirty, filthy. I don't do dirty and filthy. People always asking you for money, and I have a good heart. And I only took so much cash on me. I had my bank cards on me, but you know, I gave out half my cash to people that needed. I haven't eaten in 3 days. Can you buy me a sandwich? Do you have a cigarette? Do you have money to buy me cigarettes? Can you buy me a bus ticket? Which I didn't do that, but do you have a dollar?
Everything else.
Yeah, I did everything else. I did. I couldn't tell them no, you know. And once I told myself, this is how God works. Once I told myself, I am not giving. I'm done giving out money. I don't care who the next person is that asked. And the next person was a lady in a wheelchair. She said she hasn't eaten in 3 days. So I'm like, oh. So I got my credit card out and went and bought her a sandwich and a meal and a Coke. But I just can't be. I just want to treat people like I'd want to be treated. And if I was in that predicament, I'd want someone to help me too.
No more, no less, from one glue heart to another one. I already know that fight right there. And somehow, some way, we ain't. They say our arms are too short to box with God. It's crazy when that happens. When you have just enough to get by, but you still helping other people get by. But your blessings will come to you one way or another. We know that there. Anything on your glue hearts, ladies, that you want to share before we let you all go today? Anything that you feel I missed, I should have asked?
I just want to tell anybody that's struggling with addiction, whether it's in a family relationship or not, that it is possible. And most days are hard, but if you just treat your recovery every day the same way, then you can make it. And outreach is important. Volunteer services is important. Meeting is important. A relationship with whoever your higher power may be is important. And those things that work for you, don't ever stop doing them. Here I am 5 years down the road and I'm still doing the same things I've always done because that's what works. So it definitely is possible.
You
It
ladies
is.
need to write a mother-daughter book.
That's what she said you told her.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, let this be the beginning for you all, and sit there and marinate on what you will want to share from whence you came to your glue todays. You know, it's something, it's a journey there. And I told her, Miss G, I told y'all should be teaching groups together, classes together. If you're going to be a mother-daughter duo in this element, you don't see this. Look up how many mother daughters are online that went through recovery, went through the drug life, recovery, jail time, whatever, together. Now you all are in sobriety together. Look it up. You don't see that many out there. So I
We
highly recommend. What did you say?
we definitely got some crazy stories, that's for sure.
We do. We have a good book. We would have a good book.
Now I'm gonna ask you if you want to share one, you can share one. I'll leave that on you because I love a good crazy story because I got many of my own, but I didn't want to go there if it wasn't a place for you to go. But I'm here for it.
Think of one right now to tell, but we used
I
to
don't
definitely
want it.
put some dirt together. If one person couldn't get their way with somebody, then we would send the other one, and we would manipulate people to the fullest to get whatever we wanted out of them. And I mean, we've robbed each other, we've beat each other up. I mean, we have done about everything you could think to each other. We have done that in our relationship. So their healing is definitely possible. But I'm going to sit down and write some stories and then I'll tell you because I can't think
Please.
now.
It's definitely possible to recover. I mean, especially if we can recover, anybody can recover.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
truly believe that from my heart.
That's the name of your book right there.
Yeah. And I even said last night in a little speech that I made with everybody that came, I thanked them for coming, and I apologized to my daughter for the things. I wanted to apologize in front of everybody. But like I said, the Smith girls' comeback was better than the fallback, and it really has been.
That's the name of the book. No.
Yeah, right.
You took my thought, Miss Carly. I'm telling you, you all have something, and I hate that was your journey to get there, but I'm glad it was your journey to get here. You know, it's bittersweet.
Absolutely.
Bittersweet. And let me give some shout outs right now on our sponsors tonight. If you all glue land from out there in YouTube land and Facebook land, Instagram, that's glue baby at that's gluebaby.com. If you look at the bottom of the scroll, you'll see that you can reach us at that'sgluebaby.com. You can email me at caPri at that'sgluebaby.com if you would like to give your glue interview and or glue-vertise your business with us. My Cash App is $ that's glue baby. We take donations and we also give back to the community through paintings with your donations. I paint, okay? I'm learning my skills. And of
Ooh.
course, God loves unconditionally everyone, and I glue you. And right now we have a sad situation where we need donations for giving with a goldenhand.org, Cash App $ with golden hands. You all know Miss Sherry Johnson. I interviewed her last week, and sadly, after I interviewed her, nephew/son that lives with her was murdered a couple hours later, and she needs burial money and legacy money for him and his family. So please, if you can, make your donations to $ giving with golden hands. And check out Carmen Haskins' book Secrets Kill wherever books are sold, and you can find her on Pink. Oh, I lost it. Pink. It's gonna come back. Find her on Pink Legacy on Instagram. I know I'm saying it wrong when it come across the screen, but nevertheless, ladies, Olive Garden, Newport News, please come and have your lunch or dinner with Lou and Capri. When Thursdays through Mondays, 11 to 4. And if you'd like to have it at dinner time, please email me at caPri at that'sgluebaby.com, and I'll be able to come in that night just to serve you. Olive Garden, I appreciate you for the 16 years of your sponsorship of helping me feed Hampton Roads, and forever I love Atlanta, and for feeding my family when my grandfather passed. And I look forward to doing more gluing up of the world together. I'm going to put it out there, the world. We're going for the world, Olive Garden. Ladies, yeah, we got to. We got to. It's a lot of people that need food, and through the Feeding America Foundation, Olive Garden, we make donations to that particular fund, and we also have the Dart and Dimes for the employees of Olive Garden. In case an emergency pops up, there's a fund there for people that need that money. So Olive Garden, to me, is a lifesaver. Even when I wasn't working there, they still help me feed the community, and it's always a safe space for me to go back to when I'm wanting to escape these glue streets. How about that? I have to escape sometimes because people don't know how to act when they see me out in public. I don't know. But ladies, yeah, ladies, I love you. I appreciate you. I didn't hear you.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you all for doing what you're doing, for making me want to interview you. Do you all have any social media pages you'd like to give out where people can contact you?
My TikTok, which I do a lot of recovery outreach on there, is at Carly_undone.
See,
Let me get you right now, Miss Carly, so I can be tagging you and watching you. And next glue interview when you're ready to give another interview about your next level of life, whatever you have going, make sure you come back. Tell me what's your name on here again?
At Carly, CARLY _undone, UNDONE.
Carly _undone. Follow. Carly Marie?
Yeah.
All right. I'm following you, girl. I can't wait to see inside your world. I done told your mama to set up all her TikToks and everything to start. Say again?
She's been getting on there a little bit since she's been here.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's where you all start at right there. Do some clips together. Have you done clips together?
No, but we probably will tonight. We have some downtime tonight, so we probably will.
Yeah.
Have fun at it. Feel free to tag me, send them to me, what have you. I love to see those and be a part of them, however glue way I can be.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, ladies, I'm going to let you go and I'm going to get out of here. Glue Land, I don't know who you are, where you are in this thing called life, but I want you to know that I appreciate you and my whole entire soul for being here with us on Winsome Wednesday, ladies. What makes you all so charming to get through this process? What charming ways of yours got you through this process?
Gratitude and perseverance. If we're talking about traits, that would be mine. Always finding gratitude and always having perseverance.
She's exactly right.
Is that yours too?
Yeah.
Enough said. I appreciate you all.
My daughter.
Right. Great minds think alike, huh?
That's why y'all need to write that book and go on stage and talk to people.
That's
You're
what
right.
I want to do. I want to help people, other addicts, know that you can recover. You can recover.
And you can keep recovering, because recovery is day by day, step by step, moment by moment, breath by breath.
Right.
Absolutely.
Well, all right, Glue Land, we're going to close this out one more time. Be you be great. Start your upward movement today, for tomorrow is not promised. Please get yourselves tested for HIV and know that no matter who you are or where you are in this thing called life, I don't know if it's Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Jehovah, but whatever's making me over says, give love unto the people, because God loves unconditionally everyone, and it is our duty to give love unto everyone, even you, even me. And Miss Carly and Miss Gina, thank you all for allowing us to give love unto you today and for giving love unto the even meers of Glue Land. Will you please tell everyone that's glue, baby?
That's glue, baby.
I love you, and y'all be blessed, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.